Hey guys, so this is the start of a little series I'm going to be doing of restructuring this 75. You've seen it maybe once or twice in the background, and it's always had this big thing of algae right here. I finally sat down, put some time into it, took it all out, filled this spinach container. There's about 2 or 3 pounds of algae in there, and I'm just going to be completely taking down this tank, redoing my substrate, redoing my plantings and my hardscape, and even replacing the stand. So I hope y'all enjoy this little series that I'm doing of redoing this tank. So today I'm doing kind of a test of what I maybe do or don't like with the substrate that I'm going to be putting into the 75. So this is a mixture of some old pea gravel that I had and the black diamond sand. I don't really like it, so I'm probably just going to strain it out and to remove the rock and try something else. But what I'm doing to strain it out is I got this old water carton and just got a drill and put a bunch of holes in it to separate the rocks from it. I mean, it's pretty primitive, but I mean, it's as simple as scooping it and separating all the stuff. And then we'll go over to the bag, bucket. Bear with me, this is gonna be pretty loud, so just shaking. And yeah, just do that till it's mixed out. A lot of it's already out of there, but we'll come back to that. The sand I'm using is this black diamond sand, and they did not mark it very clearly for my pea brain. It just has a line marked through 3 different sizes. So I got it aiming for 2040, but it looks like it could be any one of these 3, so maybe it's a variable for varying types. I don't know if y'all can tell real well how thin that is or how small it is. I honestly wish it was a little bigger, but it was pretty cheap and a lot of other people have had a lot of success with it, so I'm gonna keep playing and see. So through the straining process, I kind of accidentally got the look I was kind of looking for. There's a few of the smaller little rocks mixing in with that sand, like these right here and this one, and that's kind of what I was trying to do. And separating the big rocks from the sand ended up separating the big rocks from the sand and the small rocks. So I'm gonna keep playing with it, and so I figured I could pretend like I knew what I was doing, and figured a little path type island thing might look neat, but don't know that I really like that either. Next. So using that strainer, I separated a lot of the big rock from the supply, so to speak, from the little bitty small rocks on a bucket lid, mixed it together, and that's more the look I was going for. Problem is, this is going on a 75-gallon tank, and this is my rock supply, and my strainer is what's left of a carton of milk. And yeah, so I'm gonna think of a different way to do this. So I think I figured out what I'm gonna end up doing. So I have an old bucket of what I so affectionately called Oreo sand from an old sump on a saltwater tank I had. And I called it Oreo sand because it's a mixture of black and white sand. And a lot of the black grains are a lot bigger, and it kind of made me think of crushed up Oreo cookies. So, because I like food. But this is the original mix of it. Now the problem is this was from a saltwater tank, so there's chunks in it of some old rock and stuff like that. So I might have to do some sifting. I'm also worried that this might negatively affect my water hardness and alkalinity. So that's definitely something up to debate and consideration on my end. But I really like the look, and I think I could figure out a way to compensate for the other. So on the left, I have the Oreo sand plus more black diamond sand to make it a little darker. In the middle is just the straight Oreo sand, and in the right is straight black diamond. So I'm thinking I might do a combination of all 3 and maybe do some little islands and stuff like that, and again pretend like I know what I'm doing just to have some fun and some different looks. Might maybe do some hills and all that kind of jazz with it. So we'll see what comes up as I keep testing in this little 10-gallon before I commit to the 75. So this is where it landed as far as what I'm gonna be doing for the substrate. So if you look down here, this is more of it's the Oreo sand with more black in it. And then I did these little walkway river type deals with the straight Oreo sand. Now when I do the final, I'll put more black so that these are more distinguishable. But this might kind of be the idea that I ride with when it comes down to doing that, redoing the 75 for the substrate. That pot back there is on a little hill, so that may be like a little hygrophila forest right there, and then I can do my dwarf sag in this little area right here and put my valve maybe in this corner, and then have my power head blown across this way to make it kind of match the flow of the walkway thing. But yeah, that's kind of, that may be about all I do on this. And now I just had to put together a plan to get the fish ready and how I'm going to do the rest of it, because I've got to drain it, remove all my fish, and keep the fish safe. Pull out all the rock, all the old plants, all the old scape, and then put this on top of my dirt cap. And so that's going to be kind of a trek all on its own. I'm thinking the neons will go in the 20 temporarily. The angelfish will go in the 29 with the plecos. I'll put more water in it so he's not picking at them so much. And then the cories and the chain loaches may just go in this 10 since I got an extra filter anyway. But we'll see how that all works out. So that's the end of part one. I'm really excited to get going on this tank finally. It's been way too long since I've let this thing go. So if you like what I'm doing, please consider hitting the subscription button and that thumbs up button. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions, especially suggestions, let me know down in the comments section, and I will see y'all in the next video.